Ford just made a move that could completely change the future of pickup trucks. For years, truck buyers have been forced to choose between two worlds. Either you buy a massive, powerful truck that costs a fortune, or you choose a smaller vehicle that saves money but loses the feeling of a real pickup. But now Ford is trying to change that. Because behind the scenes, Ford is preparing a completely different strategy. A strategy built around one idea: give every type of truck buyer exactly what they want. A powerful V8 for people who still love the sound of a real American engine. A practical compact pickup for everyday drivers. An electric truck for the future. And possibly the biggest surprise, a more affordable pickup designed to bring millions of new customers into the Ford family. Today, we're breaking down Ford's biggest truck comeback yet, and why companies like Toyota, Ram, Chevrolet, and even new Chinese competitors should be watching very carefully. Because Ford is not just building new trucks, they're preparing for the next truck war. For more than 7 decades, Ford has been one of the biggest names in the pickup truck industry. And there is a reason why. The Ford F-Series has become more than just a vehicle lineup. For millions of people, a Ford truck represents hard work, reliability, and freedom. A truck is not just something that takes you from one place to another. For many owners, it is their workplace. It carries their tools. It pulls their trailers. It helps them build their businesses. And that connection between a truck and its owner is something Ford has always understood. But today, the truck market is entering a completely different era. Customers are changing. Some people want better fuel economy. Some want advanced technology. Some want electric power. But at the same time, there is another group of buyers who feel like something is disappearing. The feeling of a real truck. The sound of a powerful engine. The instant response when you press the accelerator. The confidence that comes from knowing your truck can handle almost anything. And Ford has realized something very important. The future of trucks cannot be only about electric vehicles, but it also cannot ignore efficiency and new technology. The company that wins the future will not be the one that follows only one direction. It will be the one that gives customers more choices. And that is exactly what Ford appears to be preparing. The return of real American power. One of the most interesting parts of Ford's future truck strategy is the focus on traditional power. For years, the automotive industry has been moving towards smaller engines, turbochargers, hybrid systems, electric motors, and there is nothing wrong with that. These technologies can improve efficiency and reduce emissions. But many truck owners still ask one simple question: where is the character? This is where Ford's V8 strategy becomes interesting. The 7.3-liter Godzilla V8 has already earned respect because of its simple and durable design. It was not created to impress people with complicated technology. It was created to work. And that is exactly what many truck owners value. A strong engine, a reliable design, less unnecessary complexity. Because when you are towing heavy equipment or working every day, reliability matters more than anything. A truck owner does not want a machine that only looks impressive in a brochure. They want something they can trust. And Ford understands that emotional connection. Ford Maverick, the truck that changed everything. But Ford also knows that not everyone needs a giant pickup. The reality is simple. Most people do not need an F-350. Most people are not towing massive trailers every weekend. Many buyers just want something practical, something affordable, something comfortable enough for daily driving. And this is where the Ford Maverick completely changed the conversation. When Ford introduced a smaller pickup, many people believed the market was not ready. They were wrong. The Maverick proved that there was a huge group of customers waiting for something different. People who wanted the usefulness of a truck without the size, cost, and fuel consumption of a traditional pickup. The idea was simple. A truck that can go to work during the week. A truck that can handle normal daily driving. A truck that does not feel impossible to afford. And that formula worked. The hybrid version especially showed buyers that a pickup truck does not have to sacrifice efficiency. Suddenly, people who were considering SUVs started looking at trucks again. Because now they could get practicality and savings in one vehicle. And this is exactly the market Ford wants to expand. Ford's heavy-duty advantage. But while Ford is attracting new buyers with smaller trucks, the company has never forgotten its traditional customers. The workers. The contractors. The people who depend on their trucks every single day. This is where the Super Duty lineup remains one of Ford's strongest weapons. Heavy-duty trucks are a completely different world. These buyers are not looking for the fastest acceleration. They are not buying a truck just because it has the biggest screen. They want capability. They want strength. They want confidence. Can it pull the trailer? Can it handle the equipment? Can it survive thousands of miles of hard work? That is the real question. And this is where Ford has built its reputation, the electric future of Ford trucks. Of course, Ford also knows that the future is changing. Electric vehicles are becoming a major part of the automotive industry, and pickup trucks are one of the biggest battles. But Ford appears to understand one important thing. The future of electric trucks cannot only be expensive. A truck that costs $80,000 or $90,000 may be impressive, but most buyers cannot afford it. For electric trucks to become mainstream, they need to become practical. They need better pricing, better efficiency, and they need to solve real problems. The perfect electric truck does not need to look like a spaceship. It needs to be useful. It needs to fit into people's lives, for daily commuting, for small businesses, for normal truck owners. And that is where Ford's electric strategy becomes interesting. Instead of only chasing extreme performance, Ford appears focused on creating electric trucks that normal people can actually use. The biggest surprise, affordable trucks. But maybe the most important part of Ford's future plan is not the most powerful truck. It is the most affordable one. Because the biggest opportunity in the market is bringing new customers into the truck world. Young buyers, first-time truck owners, people who always wanted a pickup but never wanted to spend $50,000 or more. For years, affordable trucks slowly disappeared. Prices continued increasing. Features became more expensive. And many buyers were left behind. But Ford understands something. Sometimes the biggest success does not come from creating the most expensive product. It comes from creating something millions of people can actually buy. A simple truck, a useful truck, a truck that gives people a reason to choose Ford. And if Ford can deliver that formula, it could become one of the company's smartest moves in years. The pickup truck world is changing faster than ever. Electric vehicles are entering the market. New competitors are arriving. Customers are demanding more value. But Ford's strategy is clear. They are not choosing only one future. They are creating multiple paths. Powerful trucks for traditional buyers, efficient trucks for everyday drivers, electric trucks for the next generation, and affordable trucks for people who were previously priced out. That is what makes Ford's plan so interesting. Because the future of trucks will not be won by one single vehicle. It will be won by the company that understands what different people actually need. And right now, Ford is making a very serious statement. The truck battle is just beginning. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe because we will continue covering the biggest automotive changes, upcoming vehicles, and the technology that will shape the future of driving. And tell us in the comments, would you choose a powerful V8 truck, an efficient hybrid pickup, or an electric truck for your next vehicle? Because the answer might reveal where the entire truck industry is heading next.